Morning, everybody. It's an honour to be hosting this next session on innovation in infrastructure. Just a few words for why I think this is innovation is so important. So over the now many years that I've been working in rail safety, my preferred definition of safety is the dynamic avoidance of unwanted events. And for me, the key word there is dynamic, because everything is constantly changing. I think when you're thinking about safety, and particularly maybe the way that the railways have worked, certainly in the past, you plan your activity, and then you risk assess that activity, and you put your risk controls in place, and you think, great, there's an unwanted event right there. And you put your risk controls in place and you think, great, that's done, I've done safety, let's get on with my activity, my rail service or whatever. But in the meantime, even as soon as you've established those risk controls, everything around that activity changes. The weather changes, what your customers want changes, what the public expect and demand changes, their acceptance of the level of safety changes. And of course, your sources of funding, your revenues, the level of funding is constantly changing. And that's even before we get to acts of God like swarms of locusts, which was incredible. And so that means your risk assessment and your risk controls, you have to be dynamic, you have to constantly change, and you have to innovate and be ambitious about innovating. But something we're very focused on in the UK at the moment is if you want to successfully introduce new technologies, you must establish trust in the public. The public must not only, your innovation must not only be safe, the public must feel that it's safe. Because if you don't have that public trust, they won't accept it. They won't accept it as taxpayers and they won't accept it as customers. So if we want to introduce new technologies and new ways of doing things, it must be safe and be seen to be safe. And so I hope through these presentations we're going to find out a bit about how we are bringing that ambition and innovation, but how we are also ensuring that it's safe. And with that, I would like to introduce our first speaker, CF Chan.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chen. I come from Hong Kong, and I'm the head of railway safety regulators in Hong Kong. So before I move on to the innovation topics, let me introduce ourselves a bit about what we are doing and what we are regulating. In Hong Kong, there are many railway transport, and 4 of them are under my jurisdiction. The major one, which carry approximately 5 million people per day. 5 million people per day is MTR. And another one that I'm going to talk a bit further later on is the tramways. Tramways is the world's only remaining double-decker tram in the world, which is not for tourism, but actually for commutation. But it only carries 200,000 per day. And the third one, if you travel to Hong Kong, the first one, rail transport you take is the automated people mover in the airport. Finally, it's a scenic tours peak tram. When you visit Hong Kong, try to go to the peak, and this is the funicular, which can carry you all the way to the top. And we are not just doing a regulator job. We partner very closely with our regulators. As I mentioned, I have 4 regulators. We have regular meetings, but not just for finger pointing, not just for investigation of incident, but we do meet regularly to innovate, to explore INT solutions. What can be done? What government can help, can facilitate to do better? And here is the geographical location of these 4 transport. If you arrive Hong Kong by plane, on the that part is the airport, where you can take the automated people mover to the terminal, and you can take the train immediately, metro system, into the town center. And on the Hong Kong Island side, we have I mentioned over 150 years old double-deck tramways, which I'll introduce a little bit more what we have done to innovate the safety features of that tramway. And the small one here is the peak tram where you can rise all the way up to the peak to see the beautiful scenery of Hong Kong. And in middle, that one, the orange one, is the latest railway we built in Hong Kong. It opened in 2018. We only built 26 kilometers, but it connects to a 42,000 kilometers high-speed rail network to mainland. So after the pandemic, it became the most popular cross-border transport. We moved at least 100,000 people per day using a high-speed rail. And previously, when we tried to move back to Guangzhou, which is some 150 kilometers from Hong Kong, it takes 3 hours by vehicle, 2 hours by train. Now it's reduced to 47 minutes by high-speed train. And why I'm talking about innovation repeatedly is because 6 years ago, when the then chief executive, want every regulators, not just railway. If you are regulating health and safety, you're regulating food safety, we need to take on an additional role to be a facilitator. What is facilitator means is you did not just when something happens, you take the punishment. You try to work with your regulator to do something preventive. You facilitate by what? By innovation. We want to introduce different way of doing things so that we can avoid accident before it happens. And how are we going to do that? I have to introduce a bit further my department. I work in the Electrical Mechanical Service Department. It's the ordinary department in Hong Kong. But apart from regulator, we also we have 5,000 to 6,000 people providing service to all the government facilities in Hong Kong. The airports, the border control, the police, the security, every government facility we provide service. So we have a very big playing field that we enable people who have innovative ideas to try their device, to try their ideas in the facility that we are maintaining. So starting from, I think it's 4 years ago, we have a E&M portal. It is, if you think about what it does is, it's like a speed dating online apps. When our client, our facility users, they have troubles, they want to do something different, we use this platform to invite academics, innovation companies, not just Hong Kong, but Greater Bay Areas, and also around the world. And we do the matching. If they match, sometimes we even provide the money and provide the venue for them to carry out the innovative trials in our sites. And you can see, it also includes railway facilities, not just the place we manage, but also the place where we regulate our regulatees. And 4 years on, we have built up 440 wishes, which means most of them come from troubles. For example, if you have a repeated incident and your current maintenance method cannot work, we go into that. But there are other exemptions. For example, we also maintain the prison in Hong Kong. And prison is a place where prisoner commit suicide frequently. So there's a project 2 years ago where we built something to monitor the activities of prisoners to prevent them from killing themselves. And from those 440 wishes, we received over 1,000 matching requests, but only we put into trial 180s. And within that 440, 36 of them are railway related. And within that 180s project completed or put in place, 14 of them is railway related. And I talk about funding. Since the chief executive has this idea, the then CE, she provides us annual fundings so that as a regulator, although we don't manage, we don't operate railway, but we have the money to put on trials. So sometimes we get funding from the central government. Sometimes our department provide money for a trial. And to get some incentive to our regulators, we go partner with them. And when the trial is mature, we even finance the whole application process to international invention award. For example, there's a very famous Invention Geneva Award, which held annually in April. And this year, railway-related projects, we obtained 5 awards, and including a special award. And later on, I will show you one of the examples that we get the award. And also, innovation nowadays, I think you have heard about ChatGPT. ChatGPT is only one that you can easily access with AI, but with innovation and technology, you cannot go without AI. So our department is trying to build up an AI platform so that we can apply AI readily to any innovation projects we want. So we are building a standard, and we're trying to host AI competitions to encourage not just those companies, but university students and everyone around the world. So this is the platform I'm mentioning. So we are just in the beginning. We're trying to, because in the demonstration, you see, we maintain escalator. We maintain thousands of lifts. We maintain air conditioning, power supply to government facilities. So we have lots of chance to use AI in our projects to enhance the reliability, to enhance safety of this system. So we are building an AI platform so that anyone, if you have a problem, you can use this platform to engage the AI to help you to improve the service. And now I'm going to talk about one of the examples that we've been doing in the past 4 years. So since 2017, we received the order. We start working on projects 4 years ago. Now, this 4 years down, we have completed and implementing 14 projects. And I'm going to talk about one of them, and it is number 11. And the 13, 14, we are just on the pipeline of inviting matching with innovating companies to do so. But that 11 is already completed, and you get the special award in this year, Invention Geneva Award. It is a LiDAR system which mount on an existing tramway, which run along the northern coast of Hong Kong Island. I mentioned it only carries 200,000 people per day. Its maximum speed is 40 kilometers, but normally we share road with other users, so it's 22 or 25 kilometers average speed, so very slow. But we have a lot of tapping incident with other vehicles, and in the past 4 years, we have 2 times where very small objects stuck in the tracks and let the tram derail. This is the geographic location. It is a 30-kilometer long route of this big tram, double-decker tram, running very slowly along the north. And apart from carrying that 100,000 people, many tourists actually take it as a place to see the Hong Kong scenery. So we did have an incident, and not just train colliding with other vehicles, but train colliding with tram. And also, we have a privacy problem. If you use video, and it took the faces of passengers and people around the tram, is a problem. So we try to use LiDAR instead of video. And with this system, we are able to detect small objects stuck in the track 60 meters ahead of us. So we have pretty much enough time for the drivers to stop it. It is not an automatic stopping system. It's just give the alert to the tram driver that something is stuck on the track, and something in front of you, you're not reducing the speed, and they give you an alert. And we install it on a wheel train, and it runs every day in Hong Kong Island. And this is a test we carry out. Firstly, we do the test on depot. Now it's running daily on the traffic. And apart from detecting small object track in the track, it also alerts the driver to avoid collision. And as I mentioned, it has a very good accuracy, and it provides another sort of alert to avoid incidents. The theme of this conference is a very good one. It's that reshaping the railway in this uncertain world. But it didn't mention who did it. After seeing the things today and what we experienced in early September, I think Mother Nature is reshaping our railway now. New challenges in Hong Kong. In 9th of September, we have some region in Hong Kong have 800 millimeter rainfall in one day, which is nearly 3 years rainfall. So you can imagine what happened to our railway system. This is, you can see the newspaper, and we have a movie. This is not a scenery. It is one of the subway stations. The water flowing from the mountain actually totally flooded the shopping mall nearby the station. The B1, B2 of that shopping mall is totally flooded, and the water come up again and then flood the nearby MTR station. So at that day, we stopped the service, but thanks to the super operator MTR, we managed to open the station the other day. So it's amazing. And you can see the depth of water. In the middle, you can see 6. They are five. They are actually fire service department divers who are helping to remove the debris from the flooding system, the drainage system. And it's flood to these heights. It's very dangerous. But MTR managed to resume this system, this station the other day. Very good. The next challenge, apart from what I mentioned about normal spare driver behavior, equipment failure, railway incident, now we are facing a different enemy. It's Mother Nature. So the next challenge we have to do is climate change. The rainfall I mentioned, 800 millimeter, according to Hong Kong Observatory, it is 1 in 500 years. But I can assure you, whenever people saying 1 in 100 years, 1 in 500 years, it will come in the next 5 years again. That is you divide it by 100 and you come again. So in Hong Kong, we are facing super typhoon. Number 10, we have to stop everything. Number 12 is catastrophic. So catastrophic flooding, typhoon, rainfall, I think it will come repeatedly and more frequently in the next few years. So we are using, again, INT solutions, new procedures, and repeated drill exercise. Fortunately, for that rainfall on the 9th of September, MTR, we have 18 months drilling exercise prepared for that. Because apart from rain, we do have 4 cross-harbor tunnel. And that harbor tunnel may have someday cracks and water flood in. And if the gates cannot close good enough, we have serious flooding like this in our station. So in the past 18 months, we have been doing drilling exercise with MTR. The very purpose of that drill is not to have floodboard, not to check the pump, is to evacuate. How quick you can evacuate the whole station. So in the past 18 months, we complete drill exercise for all the 99 MTR stations in Hong Kong. And with that experience, on the 9th of September, there's no casualty. Even the flooding to this level, there's no casualty, and people evacuate in a matter of minutes of the station. So in conclusion, MTR opened the first line 45 years ago, so it became the middle age of an infrastructure. We have to do something, otherwise we'll get into more trouble. And we are, EMST as a government department, we are committed to try more INT solutions with our regulatory, with what we are doing in maintaining government facilities, and we'll keep on doing it. We'll keep on take the lead to work closely with our regulators to try INT projects. One figure I haven't shown you, in the past 4 years, we have completed 14, or we're doing 14 projects. In the beginning, we outrun MTR, but nowadays, MTR have over 25 projects completed. So it's a matter of chicken and egg process. If no one start, no one can work. So we start, MTR follow, and now they outrun us. So we want MTR and us to collaborate further, to work with our new enemy, the Mother Nature. And apart from the regulator, the operator, as a regulator, we also trying everything we need to do to be a smart regulator. We are starting to use AI for incident prediction based on MTR past incident. We're starting to use blockchain for submissions of new station, because in some cases, the submissions have to be read by different parties, and there's new things which should not be happening in the drawings, but was added there. With blockchain, no one can change after it is confirmed. So thank you for your attention.
Good morning. Still